Hi, welcome to another Python video. Today I'm going to show an example of how you can use web scraping using the library Beautiful Soup. To show more an example of how Python can be really powerful for retrieving information. Now, quick disclaimer, for this code I didn't write it myself. I actually got it from the website Geeks for Geeks, but I think I can put a little bit more context and detail into this to help you out from, just what's on that site. So you can, hopefully help explain a bit into what goes on when, how it retrieves the information. Okay, so to begin, I'll run this and then show you guys, explain a little bit more line by line. So I'm going to run this code and you see got a bunch of gibberish here, which one of you tell a little more, you see it's actually links, and I'll explain how that even happened. But let's kind of go to the top here. So what Beautiful Soup is and all that kind of domain is what's called web scraping, and that's essentially, again, to retrieve any data that you want from a website. It's very powerful in that sense of you can get things automatically instead of having to manually go in, copy something from a website that you like, paste it in like a Google Sheet or Google Doc. It's kind of to automate any of that type of information and then getting insights from it. And it uses things like regular expressions, which is another programming concept that's kind of all combined to be able to filter out and essentially think about like having the ability to filter out anything on a site that's like either information you don't need or extra code for the website that you don't want, and only instructing the very little part of the website that is useful to you. So to kind of explain how this code is working, this beginning parts are just libraries. They're just things necessary to import, and then this is a function, and I'll get to that in just a second, but technically this isn't right up and down for this example, as a function is it's interpreted, but it won't actually be called until afterwards. So when we really start the code, as I would the very first line that's called is this line called URL to scrape. So this is just putting it's a string to this variable. It's just saying this is the link that we're going to use for scraping. Now actually click on this link to show you what it looks like. So this is the website that opens up for Geeks for Geeks. This kind of has a lot of different courses that they offer. And we're going to retrieve information from here, essentially links to all those courses automatically. So that link is then inserted into this line, and it's essentially a function here. So it's going to output to a variable called HTML document. It's going to be receive an input from this function get HTML document, and that's when it then goes back to this function, and now it'll come up here and read the code. So it'll input this URL and then use basically request and essentially request the website to be given in just raw HTML. And for those of you that aren't aware, I will show in just a second what HTML actually looks like on that site to kind of help see visually where this stuff is coming from. But just bear with me for right now. It's going to convert the website to HTML, and then from that HTML it'll also provide that data in JSON format. JSON is just the way that the common language that is used to share information between lots of different languages and sites. So this, imagine it's just giving you the general format that websites use to send or receive information. So that's all it's doing in a very high level way. It's returning information in the best possible way. It'll then put it into this line. So we got the HTML document variable, and then it'll do what's called parsing. So parsing is doing that type of filter where it'll just extract the information that we want from it. And to put more detail into that type of parsing, in this for loop, it'll now specifically filter even further and look for any links within the website. So to show real quick where that, and to show real quick where that is, basically where all this info came from, we can check, if I grab a random, let's see, I can grab, we can pick this one, the data structures link. So to show you where that is, we can copy this link, go back to the courses website, and then we can right click and go to inspect. What that'll do is open up the code for the HTML. That's kind of all the front end languages. HTML, CSS is here, and you can see it's kind of highlighting where that is in the site. So what we're gonna do is click Control F and B to paste that link. We'll press enter, and look, we find it right here in the HTML. There's this link here. But to further find it in the site exactly, we can right click here and then scroll into view. Yes, scroll into view. Now you can see it's kind of up there a bit. Click see, we now hover over it. Here it is, the data structures link. So now we found exactly where this link goes in the Geeks for Geek website. And if you take a look, all those other links that we looked for that were found in the Spider console, all of them will be housed in here. Here's all those links. So it's just a quick example of how web scraping is used to even to just find lots of links. But of course you can do this with anything. It doesn't have to be links. It could be if there's a it's an e-commerce store and there's a lot of products and you want to see which ones are performing the best, which ones are the featured. For example, there's like a featured page and you want to find out, like, constantly get a refresh of, oh, these are the top 5 featured products that are constantly selling on this site, and you want to see it week after week, day after day. Then you can use web scraping to do those types of tasks, automate it, instead of you having to visit every day, copy, paste it on a Google Doc or Google Sheet. That's just kind of what the power with web scraping does. Yep, so that's just kind of a quick example there. Hope you learned something new, and I will catch you on the next one.